Today we're going to be talking about how bad eating habits can be connected to your depression. Imagine like one day you're getting home from work or you're getting home from going out, right? And you just think to yourself, man, today has been a really bad day at work or something like that. And you're like, I want to go get some ice cream. There's a lot more going behind it than what's just going on in your mouth. It can affect a lot more than just your taste buds. It can affect your health and your mindset of life, right? When people eat those bad foods, so there's a Harvard article and it talks about indulging foods is connected to your mind. So the way you eat is going to be affected by the way you think. So if you're indulging in those junk foods or foods that are not good for you, your mindset's not going to be very good either. But if you're eating healthy foods, your mindset's going to be on tip-top shape. You're going to be ready for something. You're always going to be feeling good, feeling happy instead of depressed. Lots of people, whenever they are in a sad mood or watching sad movies or something that brings your dopamine levels down, they indulge in eating those unhealthy foods like ice cream or cake or different types of sweets like Twinkies, stuff like that, right? But it's those type of things that are making these people last longer in those states of sadness. Because when they start eating, they're like, oh, this is really good. Maybe I'll just have another bite. And then that one bite comes into another and then another and then so on and so forth, right? But if you take out the bad food, right, and you're just sitting there in sadness, you try to get out of that mindset as quickly as possible, right? There are different things in life that can increase your dopamine levels. And so people try to do those to get out of these bad habits of being sad all the time or indulging in bad eating habits. So people try to reverse those roles by not eating stuff that is bad and eating stuff that is good for you. And so there are different foods that people eat that are really healthy. And whenever you eat really healthy foods, you're able to do more throughout your day because it's not just a sugar rush and then you're down again, right? Those bad foods it's like a sugar rush. It gives you a sugar rush. You're at a super high and then you crash. It's just an up and down continuous flow. But if you eat those like good foods that are good for you, it's an up and it's a steady downwards. It's not just you're not just gonna crash. So you have that energy throughout the day to get through those low times, right? And every time somebody is going slower, their mental state is also gonna do the same thing, right? It's not gonna just rapid. That's why whenever you eat foods, it's just gonna go up and go down. Like you take a bite, cool, you feel good, like, oh, this is really sweet, and then it's like, oh, I'm still sad. Like it doesn't fix it. Another thing that a lot of people do is like exercise. Exercising releases a certain amount of dopamines. And the levels of dopamine that are released whenever doing that, it increases your happiness. Your levels of happiness go up. And there's different levels of dopamine that gets released for each different thing. There's like food, there's exercising, there's video games, playing your favorite song, tons of different things that can up your dopamine levels. And upping your dopamine levels is also going to help you get out of that low state of sadness. And one of those things is eating your favorite foods. And if your favorite foods become healthy foods, it's going to be able to up that dopamine level because you're eating your favorite food and you're like, oh, this is great. I love this food. So that dopamine level is super high. And if it's a good food, it's going to take longer to go down because it's a good food and it's not just a sugar rush. And that's the way people should think about it. And so what I try to get everybody to take from this is eating that unhealthy food really worth all that sadness in your life? So when you eat foods, try to make them better. And so you have that longer lasting of being happy.